Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Tanaka with a WBZ News update. Trash collection could be disrupted in more than a dozen Massachusetts communities now that union workers are on strike. 450 employees of Republic Services, all of whom are represented by Teamsters Local 25, hit the picket line at midnight. They're asking for a contract with higher wages, better benefits, and tighter labor protections. Roughly 400,000 people in 17 communities will be without trash service today. An off-duty North Andover police officer was rushed to the hospital after being shot by another officer at her home. The Essex County DA says officers were serving a court order at the home on Phillipsbrook Road yesterday evening. There was a, quote, armed confrontation, and the responding officer fired their gun. I-Team sources say the injured officer is in her 20s and is expected to survive. Hey, car insurance rates could go up for Massachusetts drivers. Starting today, all state policies must meet increased minimum coverage limits for bodily injury and property damage. Governor Healy says this is the first time those minimums have been raised in more than 30 years. The Department of Insurance says most drivers already have coverage that meets the new minimums, but if yours is lower, your premium will likely automatically increase when your policy renews. All right, time now for a check of the forecast. Here's Jason.
All right, Chris, we're switching gears here as we've closed out the month of June and also welcome July. July is actually beginning on a foggy note and the potential for storms to move into the region on our Tuesday. The lowest risk, though, is a 1 out of 5, which is a marginal risk, and we have that in play for us today. So I'm not expecting widespread strong to severe thunderstorms with great impacts. It's just going to be a little bit bumpy as we move towards the evening hours and perhaps even some of the overnight hours there early into our early Wednesday morning. So we do have some fog developing out in the Cape and the Islands that will help to lift up and also break apart, and will allow for more heat and humidity to kind of cook on into the region. Sunshine will be experienced today, but only in parts. We're at 76 degrees in the city right now, and we should be around 80 degrees for an afternoon high. That is not where we're going to stay today. We'll touch on around 80 degrees roughly around the 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. hour and eventually skyrocket towards 90 degrees again today. Same is going to be in play for tomorrow as well as on Thursday. The only differences will be some of the wet weather today, and again possible for the late evening hours on Thursday. Our trigger mechanisms with the heat and humidity early into the afternoon will be this cold front swinging on in. What happens over in the Berkshires will dictate what happens in central and also eastern Mass as we close out the afternoon and move into the evening hours. And I believe that we'll have a lot of the energy begin to erode away with some of the stronger storms over the Berkshires. So by the time the cold front gets to our neck of the woods around the 11 p.m. hour later this evening, we're just mainly going to be dealing with some spot shower chances. Wednesday morning will be dominated by cloud cover, and then we'll have some sunshine throughout the afternoon. And on Thursday, we begin with a lot of sunshine, and as we make our way towards the evening hours, some clouds will begin to move back in, and then another bumpy stretch of some evening pop-ups will likely happen. That energy is out of here as we wake up on Friday morning for the 4th of July and celebrate our nation's birthday. We'll be much cooler, much drier, and also with less humidity. Low 80s on Friday, mid 80s on Saturday with a lot of sunshine. The same goes for Sunday, even though we climb to around 90 degrees, and we carry that forth into early next week as well, Chris.
Wow, how about that? All right, Jason, thanks. This has been a WBZ News Update. I'm Chris Tanaka. Have a great day.